I know. Once again, I know people are probably thinking, Stone, what the hell are you doing reviewing these kitty-ass figures? I just did my other review on Steve and Dennis from Minecraft, and now I'm having a freaking Lion King review, man. But I gotta say, for $8, I also, a little bit of context here, who didn't grow up watching Lion King or early Disney movies? You know what I'm saying? Lion King is one of the ultimate OG classics. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? But Hakuna Matata means something a little more special in my family. I actually have it tattooed on my arm. It's something me and my own family have always said. Me and my brother, my mom, my dad before he passed away. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into all that. Anyways, Lion King is just such an important part of so many people's lives. Such a classic movie. And I've seen these things for $8. I had to grab it. Dude, are you kidding me? Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba. And I believe it or not, I actually grabbed a similar pack to this. I feel like it was slightly different packaging, and I got it from my mom just as like a random surprise because we all love Lion King, and she absolutely loved it. So very excited that I was able to pick up another one. And again, shout out to Mrs. Stone. This was the last one on the shelf, and she happened to spot it out. But real quick, we'll take a look at the box. You can see we have Timon, and Pumbaa right there. This is the Storyteller's line. I'm not familiar with that, but barcode and such. Again, barcode and legalese for those of you that care. Real quick look, you can see inside of the box is Lion King, of course. In the back, picture, or maybe that looks like a picture. I was going to say a render of the figure, but that looks like pictures. But then there's the Lion King again, and yeah, really stoked to have this thing. Let's check them out. And here we are. We have Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba right here, man. The paint apps on these are actually really cool. But I am seeing some missing paint apps. We can see Pumbaa's. We'll just start out with Pumbaa here. Pumbaa does not have any paint on his hoofs here, which is a little bit disappointing. He is a warthog. So it would have been cool to just, even if they took this brown color or this black from his hair and just hit the hooves right here, which I may do that myself, who knows. Or this brown. Like, that's what I'm saying. Y'all couldn't just paint the hooves real quick. But the sculpt is really cool. Has an articulated jaw, which I really like. Inside of the mouth is really neat as well. See the teeth are actually very nicely painted as well. And the eyes, there's Pumbaa. And this is on a ball joint, so you can get a little bit of range of motion back and forth and up and down, so that's pretty nice. The tail is articulated, but the tail itself isn't articulated, but it is in a little bit. It's got like a little bit of a swivel here. And then there is some weird, like Mattel, those weird. Yeah. If you're familiar with some of the cheaper Mattel mainline figures from any line, you can see we have these weird split hinges. Or even if you're familiar with McFarlane's DC Direct, they kind of do this for some of their hip joints and stuff for some of their characters. But we do get about that far back. This far forward, obviously, buts into the sculpt. I'm not going to need to do the other side because it's the same exact way. Get about that far up, that far back before you start hitting the sculpt, etc. About that far out, so that's pretty nice. Again, you're probably not. Who knows? Maybe you'll have them doing karate moves and shit. Yeah, you know, or dancing. But mine are just going to be standing looking cool on the shelf. But the paint up on this is very nicely done. Very cool. So that is rad. Then we'll just take a look at Simba. And he looks awesome too. Very nice paint apps. His eyes and his teeth are nicely done. His little eyebrows here. Inside of his ears with that like lighter yellow brown color and then the darker brown. The sculpt is also on point. His head is also on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of range of movement here. Not that much. Get a little bit of tilt. A little bit of up and down as well. Again, same thing with Pumbaa. The tail itself is not articulated. It's a softer piece of plastic. Like, it's got some give to it, but it does swivel inside of this little point, this little pin area that it's into. But something I'm noticing on Pumbaa is on Simba, is he does not have those hip hinges. It's just straight up like old school 5 POA articulation, so he can get about that far up before the sculpt, as you can see, just starts butting up into one another. And then as far as the feet go forward, he can pretty much give you a high five, but no lateral range of movement, so they're not going to come out this way at all. And even on the bottom there's some nice little sculpted details, the little pads of his feet, little toe beans. I mean, the paint on this, the pink on the inside of the mouth and nose, very nicely done, man. The eyes are also really cool. Very awesome looking figure. And moving on to Timon. So he's got some good paint on him too as well. That's some very A little bit of a different shade of brown there, going up this like kind of khaki-ish caramel color going on that Timon has. So that's very clean as well. Is the head articulated? Oh, yep, so you can even turn his head a little bit. This is the only point of articulation on Timon, I think. Yeah, that's the only, he's like a little figurine, but it's still cool. The paint is very nice, and you gotta see his head here. The eyes are very nicely done. He's got that little smart ass look, like the know-it-all. You know how Timon is. But very, very cool. These are very nicely painted, very nicely sculpted as well. There is no doubting who these characters are and where they are from. Very, very happy and excited to have these figures. So these things are just so righteous. The paint apps are very cool. Obviously it's not any kind of crazy articulation, but just for the nostalgia and love that I have for Lion King, I seen these, and for $8, dude, $8? Are you kidding me? I had to grab it. And then considering that I bought my mom one a couple months back, well, not a couple months, it was quite a while ago, but and just seeing the joy that she got out there, I was like, you know what, I need to find one for my collection. And I just never got around to looking for them, and sure enough, my wife, Mrs. Stone, found it, and it was $8. Snagged that bitch, dude. So these are so cool. Absolutely love these figures. Hakuna Matata. I just fucking, dude, I love, who doesn't love it? If you don't love Lion King, something's mentally wrong with all of us in some kind of way. Let's be real. We all have our issues, but like, something is mentally wrong with you if you don't like Lion King. Like, something is, you just don't have a soul if Lion King doesn't speak to you on like an intellectual, spiritual like level. On this is different, man. I fucking love Lion King. But with that being said, everybody, I hope you enjoy this review. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time. Thank y'all so much for watching.